Alright, hello and welcome back. This is the Crunchy Fat, and this is part 3 of What If Female Deku was Upper Moon Zero. Now, where we last left off, Izumi was discussing with Shigaraki and Dabi on how to become immune to the sun. Now, I believe in the last part I had Shigaraki as Upper Moon 1 and Dabi as Upper Moon 2, but I'll double check. Alright, so Shigaraki's Upper Moon 1 and Dabi's Upper Moon 2. Just needed to recheck that. So I can thank past me for doing that. Anyway, continuing forward. Shigaraki would ask Izumi how would they be able to conquer the sun. As Izumi would say, there are two ways we can do that. There's only one way we can do that. And that is if we devour a demon who has conquered the sun. Now, I did see a comment saying that couldn't Izumi eat Tanjiro's severed arm in order to become immune to the sun? And my answer to that would be no, because his arm was severed before he became the Demon King. So his arm didn't really have the demon blood in it, so he couldn't really become the Demon King. She couldn't really become immune to the sun even if she ate it. And I'm pretty sure at this point in time the arm's basically like a fine powder right now. Anyway, continuing forward, as Dabi would ask, how would we do that, since if we're the only remaining demons? As Izumi would say, that is where you're wrong, my child. There are actually descendants of two demons, one who was the Demon King for a little bit, and the other who was a demon who conquered. Another who was the demon who was the sibling of the previous Demon King. Both of them were humans who were turned into demons, but then turned back. But before then, both had managed to conquer the sun. Therefore, if we can devour their descendants, then we will gain immunity to the sun. As Dabi and Shigaraki would look at each other and then look back at her, and they'd say, that is a brilliant idea. So, where do we find them? As Izumi would say, I've been keeping tabs on where their descendants have been going, and there are 4 in the Mustafa district, and 5 near Dagobah Beach. So, let us head to those areas, and gain our immunity to the sun. As we then cut to the Hero Association and the Hashira, as they're currently still searching for Upper Moon Zero. As All Might is basically furious at this point, as he's saying, if we don't find these demons soon, there's an eventuality they will gain immunity to the sun, and then there will be a larger problem for us, especially since they're high-ranking. They can just regrow their heads if we cut them off. The sun is the only way we can kill them. So if they gain immunity, it's all over. As Endeavor, who is still number 2, and uses fire breathing, would say, he's right. Our only way of defeating them is by exposing them to the sun and burning them. As Hawks would say, but how can we? If they only come out at night, we'll only have a couple of hours to look for them, and they're constantly moving around as well. as they would say, as All Might and Endeavor would say, that's what you think. With Hawks being confused, as he would ask them to elaborate. As All Might and Endeavor would say, that they have been following their activities for a while, and we know of the descendants of the two demons who had conquered the sun and returned to being human. So if we can find them before Upper Moon Zero can find them, sorry about that, we will be able to capture them and expose them to the sun before they get a chance. No, hold on, give me a minute. Sorry about that. I was just checking something. As the Demon Slayer Corps / Hero Association would agree that they'll have to find these descendants before Upper Moon Zero and the rest of them find them. As you may know these two very well, these people are the descendants of Tanjiro and Nezuko. So Tanjiro's descendants do have I'm just going to say that they do have Muzan's demon blood in them, but it's not active. And the same with Nezuko's descendants, they have her demon blood in them, but it's not active. So they do have the genetic immunity to the sun if they become demons. As it's nighttime, as I'll say, as this is about about 3 months before the UA entrance exams, and the oldest sibling in one of Tanjiro's descendants' families. I'll say this is one of the cousins of Tanjiro's descendants, as they are descended from Tanjiro's. They're descended from Tanjiro's second son. As he would open the door, as you'd see these two eyes looking at them, and he is well aware of the moon demons, as he is grabbed and then taken away into the shadows and quickly and efficiently killed by Izumi. As she's currently sniffing him right now because, demon. As she is searching to see if he has immunity to the sun, of which he doesn't. So Izumi thinks that it was a waste of time just to kill him, as she throws his body off the roof where they are, and he lands on the ground. As there are a couple heroes and Hashira's heroes patrolling around, more specifically All Might and Endeavor, as they saw the body fall to the ground, as they would see Izumi on top of the roof, as All Might would say, "Upper Moon Zero," as he would dash towards her using One for All, and Endeavor using his quirk as well. As All Might would use stone breathing to try and attack her, of which Izumi would grab All Might's blade and just chip it, as she would then kick him in the head as he'd fall to the ground. But he'd get back up, as Endeavor comes in and uses flame breathing to try and attack Izumi, as it does cut off her arm. But it's sort of like Nezuko's regeneration, where the blood solidifies and then just retracts back into her body as her arm quickly reattaches. As Izumi would say, that actually hurt a bit. The last guy that I fought, I forgot his name, he was quite low ranking, bit of a weakling. He was so afraid. Couldn't even stand up to me. Didn't even need to use any breathing techniques to kill him. Just one quick swipe, one quick pull, and then boom, he's gone. As All Might and Endeavor are enraged by this, as they would dash towards her, where they are promptly slammed into the ground by Upper Moon 1, Shigaraki, and Upper Moon 2, Dabi. As All Might and Endeavor would be surprised to find that there is already a new Upper Moon 1 and Upper Moon 2. As All Might would be furious about this, as he would dash towards them, as Izumi's basically holding her arms out, like ready to embrace the hit, as All Might goes in and ends up cutting her head off. With All Might laughing as he'd say, "I did it, I killed Upper Moon 0, as Izumi's body would immediately turn around, as he would see that her head is beginning to regrow. As Izumi would say, "Silly All Might, you should know by now. Us high-ranking Upper Moon's heads cannot be killed by a mere decapitation. Now, if you'll excuse us, we have a job to do." As Izumi would use moon horn, as she would use moon breathing to attack them. And I did get a comment on the last part saying that she shouldn't really be able to use this. But again, like I said, her blood demon aura allows her to copy abilities and use them. So she is able to copy Kokoshibo's moon breathing. So that's sort of why she can use it. And plus, I've been wanting to do a more overpowered deku for a while, so yeah. As she would use moon breathing, I think his first form, Dark Palace, I believe it was. I don't remember the moon breathing that well from the Kokoshibo What If, so do forgive me. It's been a while since I've done this. As she would manifest a flesh blade from her body, as she would slash at the air, as All Might and Endeavor had to dodge out of the way to not be sliced by this, as there would be a large amount of smoke that would have appeared as Izumi, Shigaraki, and Dabi would be gone, as they're still searching for somebody who has the immunity to the sun. So it's only like some of their descendants. So like it's only some of their descendants that have immunity to the sun. Sort of like how only the firstborn in Hanjiro's family can use sun breathing. Anyway, continuing forward. So they're still searching for them. As eventually they would come across one of Tanjiro's descendants who is immune to the sun, as they would slowly begin to approach, as Izumi would use the best technique for dealing with somebody effectively: thunder breathing, first form, thunderclap, and flash. As Izumi's flesh blade would manifest, as she would quickly dash towards the descendant. I usually don't give them names because they're not going to really last long. And as Izumi's flesh blade approaches, ever closer and closer to the neck, and then that is where I'm going to leave this part off. I do hope you guys enjoyed it. And I will see you all next time. I'm sorry for the cliffhanger, but I am running out of ideas right now, so do forgive me. Ta ta.